The Financial Survival Network, helping you to survive and thrive in the new economy. To find out where to buy gold and silver reliably at great prices, go get your free Financial Survival Toolkit at financialsurvivalnetwork.com. You'll also get our complimentary newsletter. This is the Financial Survival Network.
1490 WGCH. This is Kerry Lutz, and you're listening to the Financial Survival Network, which is brought to you by Miles Franklin. They've been in business selling gold and silver for over 20 years, and I'm a customer because when you buy, they ship. For more information, find them on the web at milesfranklin.com or give them a call at 800-822-8080 and get a free quote.
The Financial Survival Network, helping you to survive and thrive in the new economy. To find out where to buy gold and silver reliably at great prices, go get your free Financial Survival Toolkit at financialsurvivalnetwork.com. You'll also get our complimentary newsletter. This is the Financial Survival Network.
1490 WGCH. This is Kerry Lutz, and you're listening to the Financial Survival Network, which is brought to you by Miles Franklin. They've been in business selling gold and silver for over 20 years, and I'm a customer because when you buy, they ship. For more information, find them on the web at milesfranklin.com or give them a call at 800-822-8080 and get a free quote. Ranting Andy Hoffman is here with us for an abbreviated Monday rant. Andy, gold up 1%. And by the way, welcome back.
Well, thanks very much. And I want to say I just listened to your interview with Bill Holter. Bill Holter, I've been reading his pieces for 10 years. We just hired him as an associate writer here at Miles Franklin. And in those 10 years, I have never heard him do a podcast. I was thrilled that you got the exclusive, and I think it came out fantastic. So well done.
He was a really easy guest to have on. And you know what I said to my assistant, Catherine, after he hung up? Mm-hmm. I said, you know something? Ranting Andy is really an optimist.
Well, I agree with everything that Bill says, but I hadn't taken the step to moving out of the country 5 years ago. And he did. But, people ask all the time, but it's good that you brought that up about moving out of the country and preserving yourself. And I wrote a piece about, a month or two ago, based on his experiences about moving out of the country and letting people know, look, it's going to be dangerous everywhere. Just to think, oh, well, if I live outside the country, I'll be fine. You better be damn sure where you're moving because there's going to be pitfalls almost everywhere.
Yeah, that's an interesting point because it's a question of the devil you know is probably better off than the devil that you don't know. And whatever shortcomings we might have and threats, at least the land, we know the place. It's our home territory. When you're on somebody else's home territory and you're trying to figure out the best way to survive, you've got a whole bunch more challenges than you have at home. And I think the rule is you only leave home if you absolutely have to, if there's no other option, because the potential obstacles that you might have in even Costa Rica or other seemingly peaceful countries, man, when it hits the fan, it's going to be all our fault. That's for sure.
Yeah, look, it comes down to you have to do your due diligence because no matter what you do, there's going to be risks. And like you said, sometimes it's best to just stick with what you know, whether it's a favorable situation or not.
Right. And speaking of favorable situations, what happened today in the gold market? Dow took a big hit and gold went up.
Yeah, well, look, we've had this is now 5 times this year where cartel rule number 1 was broken, and that is to never let the gold and silver go up when the Dow is going down a lot. Now, granted, today the PPT was in supporting the Dow like crazy. That's why it was down only 1.1%, its standard 1% cap, while the rest of the world imploded. And of course, you look at gold, its high tick of the day was exactly 1.0% higher, which was just at the exactly 12 o'clock p.m., cap of last resort time. So they were still in there doing their thing. But the fact is, they thought that what they want to do is they want to create a deflationary fear. And deflation is a very ambiguous term because we all know that there's no such thing as deflation in this world. There's no way the money supply is ever going to be slowed down. But they do want people to think that, everything's going down in prices, so gold's going to go down. And that gives them the leeway to print more money. And what I'm saying, and Bill Holter's saying, is it's not going to work anymore. It's just that, you get to the point where the market realizes that printing money is only going to make things worse. It's not just that it's going to slow things down. It actually makes things worse. And that's the point that we're at right now. So what's going on is the powers that be are trying to create this deflationary fear. And all they're going to do is create an actual paper currency fear.
They're always trying to use the deflationary justification as to why they have to inflate, because God forbid that your purchasing power should go up, that your dollars should buy you more goods, because that would just be unallowable. And you know what it would do? It would just make it so the banks would all go under, because banks fear a rising dollar, rising purchasing power more than anything.
Yeah, and that's this is what Jim Sinclair has been talking about for all these years, the difference between price inflation and cost push inflation. There's a difference between when there's just too much supply of services or goods versus when the problem is that there's the money is not good, and that changes the prices. And what we're seeing right now, look at India, okay? They've got 1 billion people over there. The rupee is plunging to new lows every day. This is a country which is the number one buyer of gold in the history of the world every single year. And their government has destroyed it with paper money. They are printing 8-9% inflation as we speak, and they're having a massive currency crisis as we speak. And it's just going to spread around the world. You're seeing it in parts of Europe as we speak, and you're going to see it everywhere in the next year or so.
No doubt. It's a slippery slope, and everybody is sliding. That's why I really don't contemplate the price of gold or silver daily or weekly or even monthly. It's not what it's about. And if it was, then it would just be like trading stocks, like day trading or trading paper. It's a whole different animal. And I think that's what you really need to understand. When you buy gold, it's not a trade. It's literally buy and hold till this currency meltdown has run its course. And
that's the key right now, is that we are finally getting to the point where the deflation equals QE, more deflation equals more QE. That link is going to be severed this year. It's being severed as we speak. That's why you're seeing this cartel rule number 1 get violated so often, despite their best efforts. People are realizing there's nothing left to do. This thing going on in Europe this week, frankly, I don't even know what day this stupid conferences with Germany and Italy and France, all these countries that hate each other and they're all screwed. I see that Spain already asked for more money today. Greece asked for more money. Italy's going to ask for money. There's nothing good that's going to come out of that. There is nothing. Heck, even if you could think of what is the best thing that could happen out there. They all get together and decide to unilaterally print trillions of dollars. Even that wouldn't help. And they're not going to. We're talking, these guys all hate each other now. And everyone sees that they hate each other and that they're not going to get anything done. There's nothing to get done. And that's when the Rubicon is crossed, because there is nothing left for them to do. There's nothing left for the Fed to do. Yeah, okay, Fed. Why don't you, let's see what happens when the market falls 1,000 points, the Dow Jones propaganda average. Let's see what happens when you come in the next day and say, we're printing $500 billion to throw in the market. Wait till you see what happens to gold. Wait till you see what happens to Spanish bank stocks that day. And that's when the real revolution in this country starts.
I know. It's going to be quite a sight to behold. That's why the price of gold in dollars is going to become irrelevant. And that's the day that we're all expecting to come. And nothing we see happening now really is going to change that.
I agree 1,000%, as you know.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, milesfranklin.com, and we got to run, but we will talk to you next week and tell Bill thank you.
Will do. Thanks, Gary.
All right. Take care.